Channel live stream. Just checking out my plants and what I got going on so far this year. July had now. That rain really cools things down. Pretty awesome. Loving the weather. As you can see here, lots of okra. These okra plant here are going to be giving us some nice okra. See if I can zoom in on this. Get close to it. Yeah, pretty cool. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Got a lot of okra coming up. I've had a lot of luck with okra in the past. Yeah, gotta get some weeding going here pretty soon too. But look at these things, these are looking healthy. Man, look at that trunk. Trunk like a tree. It's thick though. Wow. They're looking nice. They're gonna have some okra on them pretty soon. I see a flower that's gonna be blooming. They are pretty flowers too, these okra, pretty flowers. Big pile of compost I've had here for a while. Planted some cantaloupe and it has been tough. Yeah, there's a bunch over here. There's one here, one there, one over here. So they are starting to kick in. I've been patient. Sometimes that's what it takes. You just gotta wait, you know. Let them do their thing. That's what I did with the pumpkin that was here. Sometimes I like to pull these weeds because it gives me an idea of the soil, how moist the soil is. Looks pretty decent. Kind of moist. Weeding can be addictive. Once you start doing it, you just keep going. They're all over here. Yep, there are some cantaloupe, man. Awesome. That's good. These plants are looking pretty decent. They're getting greener and bigger, healthier looking. Well, it's a little dry in there. Yep. It's been getting rain, but sometimes they just run. They don't absorb it as well as I would like. I'll have to deal with those weeds. over here. Look at that nice Tithonia. Look at this vine. That's all cantaloupe. That looks pretty healthy. Oh wow. And I see a cantaloupe on it too. So cool. Awesome. So see, being patient, and it looks like it might be paying off. I'm surprised it's growing way over here. Wow, there's one. There's another one. Cool. Melon. I hope I get at least a melon. There was one that was coming along, but the animals got to it. I think a rat got to it. Ate a big chunk out of it. Of course, I'm so used to seeing my pumpkin, I forget about him. People are like, whoa, check out that pumpkin. Why ain't he talking about that big ass pumpkin? I've been here for a while. I'm just letting them do their thing. I'm not really going to pick them. See if my wife ever gets, she loves pumpkin seed. There was a big rotten one there, and the pumpkin, those are all pumpkin, man. Awesome. Bunch of, boy, those are some good pumpkin there. Get closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here. That's a ton of pumpkin seed growing. Huh. They're too tight. I'll have to thin them. Because I don't really plan on doing much more here. I just have the okra. These okra are looking awesome. Don't let those take over. Never ending eating. So addictive. I want to keep going and going and going. Go through the handle. That's funny. These strawberries. They're just peacefully growing along. Get that big grass out of there. Yeah, these okra are coming along excellent. Wow. Look at these, man. They're big and healthy. I was kind of thinking they were too close together, and I mean, they can get huge, but I mean, it seems like they're not being hindered at all. They are just looking fantastic. Big. They are going to be putting out some serious okra. My wife was wishing we planted even more because she wants to sell them. She's saying okra are so expensive in the store. I'm like, wow. I'm greedy. I don't want to sell them. I just want to keep all of them, even if they are expensive. I want to eat my okra. Look at this big ass weed. Whoa. That's a big sucker. Look at that thing. Just pulled this weed. Man, that's a big mother. Huh. Yeah, I got some weeding I could do in here. Sometime I'll just get in here and get busy on it. Oh. And here, this is the worst we've ever done on our cucumber. He just didn't really... They grew a lot. You can see all the dead, but they never really gave us much good cucumber, and then they just pooped out. Died all at once. Looks like this is going good. I felt my phone do something. Yeah, and I have some sunflower. And I'm just disappointed. I really love big sunflower, and these are just not, I can tell they're not going to be huge like I want them. This one right here, this should be double its height, double its width. And look at that, it's even getting dead leaves here. It hasn't even hardly done anything. Jeez. I used to grow sunflowers so easy in this same area. This garden started because of, well, actually it was watermelon I first grew here. But then it was really sunflower. I was growing sunflower here a lot. That's what started this whole garden area back here. Wow. Winter greens from last winter. They just, seeds keep coming back. Yeah, I got some serious weeding to get going here. But I kind of lose interest in weeding when I'm not getting a lot of, you know, this plant right here should be twice its size. I don't know. I do so much work to this soil too. I mean, this is not the original just sand that was here, and I kind of wonder maybe that was the secret to my success. Maybe that natural sand was what the oh, like what's down here. My wife is using that and planting all sorts of stuff over there. It's hard for me to walk over there though. This is a dahlia. These dahlia have been a disappointment. They really haven't. The dahlia can be so pretty. But it's cool. It's just interesting though. It's like I work hard at the soil and I don't, my results are way less. Not really weeding much lately. Big grasshopper there. These are beans. She loves growing beans. That's a bean. Marigold. And this here, crawling in the tree, is an opal. It's a type of a squash that she loves. I really love it. It's one of my favorite things to grow. And it just disappoints me so much. Every year I don't get good sunflower. It's like, man, I've done okay with Tithonia, Mexican sunflower. That's what those in the corner are. All these right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all Tithonia, Mexican sunflower. They take a long time to have flowers. They just get a lot of foliage, but then when the flowers come, they're awesome. Yeah, and the deer used to love eating those. Used to have a problem keeping them from the deer, keeping the deer away from them. Man, look at this cassava. Awesome. This thing's getting tall. Sweet. So big. Cool. This is last year's stem, the trunk. Last year's. This came back from 2 years ago. The year before last. 2024. Early spring. I planted it 2024. Got it from Etsy. Etsy is a website I learned from my wife. She was getting all sorts of exotic, unique plants from like moringa. She got a moringa seed from that website. And that's how I learned about cassava. Like this, some of these have grown back. Here's another one. Here's another cassava from 2 years ago. Yep, 2022. That's when I planted these, and they're just coming back. Supposed to harvest the root. I was just there, but they are. It's just amazing. So cool. Yeah, cassava. Here's a butterfly weed. I love growing those for the butterfly. I haven't seen any monarch this year. Can't say I even remember seeing even one. I don't know, because I pay attention to them. If they come around, I really notice. Whoa. This plant is a loofah. So it'll dry out. That'll be a loofah sponge type thing. That's what these are. My wife noticed them growing in a nursery we like to go to real close in the neighborhood, a neighborhood nursery. Wow, that thing's hollow and dry as a bone. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. Hope she don't mind me messing with it. Wow, that's cool. See that? That's dry. Perfect. It's so light. Cool. Huh. That's one of them right there. Yeah, that's a lupus sponge though. With the buds. This is a pretty cool plant though. Look at that. One plant growing up the tree. It's incredible. I mean, I bet you the lizards and animals love it, having a highway they can take up to that tree. These are cool. Look how that's pretty heavy. Got some oomph to it. And those two were hanging and they just get lower and lower. See that? Oh, these are getting lower. That one's drying out. Those are getting drier. Huh. Pretty cool, man. It's an amazing little plant. Oh wow, a squirrel. Hey, squirrely. You know what the squirrel's like? They're always rooting around for mushrooms, believe it or not. I'm seeing them munching the mushroom. Yep, they'll sit on this pile. I dug a hole in that pile because of the composting. I was just checking the compost and then I'll fill it with fresh grass. My wife was telling me she wanted this. And I was like, man, that thing is not broke down enough. I didn't think it was, and I was right. It's not. It's very, this was deep inside. Look at that, how you can see how that's not decomposed. That was deep inside. I dug it out. Takes time. You gotta be patient with composting. I'll show you another pile I have down there. This is fun though. I haven't done a live stream for a while, and I'm having fun with this. I hope it's not too boring for folks, but I've had some pretty good success with gardening and things, what's going on here in our gardens. My wonderful Filipino wife, she's done so much. Here's another butterfly weed. My wife actually told me she literally hates it. My mulberry tree that I planted here, just springtime, I wanted it here to protect it from the deer. And it was growing really good, and I thought, man, this is awesome. Something I've done is working pretty well, and she hates it. I don't know. What can I do? I'm not moving it, though. It's going to stay there. It's growing too good. But, let's see here. So, more okra. Great okra garden this year. All of them are looking so healthy. Not having problems with bugs or infestations. And the rain has been awesome. That's really working great. And behind them are some eggplant. So we got okra, eggplant, and then more okra on the other side. Turning into a pretty nice little garden here. Have the netting because I'm protecting it from deer invasion. I saw 3 deer in the back the other day too, and they just stared at me. Almost like, you got any food for me? I threw some corn down for them, believe it or not. I think it's still there. I mean, I love the wildlife and the animals. They really mean a lot to me. That's a big part of why I live here. And I love seeing the birds every day. I had a moment with a rabbit the other day. It was actually running right up to me, and then I saw it again, and guess what? Two babies came, two of them. And that's pretty brave for a little rabbit. Rabbits are so vulnerable. And humans have been hunting rabbits forever. So it's amazing that I can get its trust, and earn its trust. Beautiful little animal, and it actually has munched my plants already. Right in here, I had a bunch of beans growing where that okra is along the fencing. And there was a bunch of beans, and the rabbits got it and just munched them down to nothing. I finally was getting some good beans. But that was the end of that. Rabbits ate them before they even had a chance to make a bean. Yep, right along here. Rabbits had a feast. But this is cool about the cantaloupe. Man, come on, cantaloupe. Yeah, that would be great. Come on, I want to get some good cantaloupe. I really feel like that could turn around. It's been slow going. I planted them last spring. This last spring. Early, and it was slow going with the seedlings. At one point I was worried I was even going to have any good seedlings to try to plant the cantaloupe. And then all of a sudden I had tons and tons. I was like, man, how am I going to plant them all? It went from none to tons rather quickly. It's crazy. Things can just take off, you know. You're struggling and struggling, and then all of a sudden, boom, they grow great. That's what happened with the cantaloupe, but then I'm not getting any. I want some good, tasty cantaloupe melon. That would be so awesome. Yep, that's a vine. It's crawling up the fence. I don't really want it doing that, but if I get some cantaloupe out of it, that'll be worth it. Come on, get some cantaloupe for the summertime. There's plenty of growing season too. I mean, growing season here it lasts year round. It depends on what you're growing. But like these types of things, cantaloupe that like the heat will grow well into September. What kills the plants more than anything is the sunlight difference. Not necessarily the cold, but the lack of sun will have a drastic effect on them and change their growing stage and pattern. So this is just part of what I want to show in this live stream. This has been fun. Got so much going on just right here alone. I can just check this out for a long time, going back and forth. Yeah, these eggplants, I really can't get in there and look at them very well. But they are awesome, man. And really, I have very little to do with this eggplant, other than the garden, getting it ready for my wife. She has done a great job with these eggplants. This is her deal. And I have eggplant I'm going to be eating for dinner tonight that she cooked up for me, man. They're so good. Look at all those blossoms on them. I'm telling you, and they're getting kind of lankier, but they're still bushy. These have been bushier. Last year, we didn't get any eggplant to grow until winter. I mean, I'm talking like December. Even the next year in January, they were still alive because we were having a mild winter. And that's when we got some. Uh-oh. These are terrible. I got one of them. They were mating. Little stink bug. Those do damage, but my wife always complains about stink bugs. But man, this has been great. If I can look in there better, you can see more and more eggplant. They're everywhere. All these plants, all the way down to the lemongrass, are full. Look at all the blossom. You can just see it. Boom, boom, boom. And that's another thing. Eggplants have really pretty blossoms too. But I have another garden I want to look at. It's pretty nice out here. I'm really not sweating that much at all. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful. Got some buckets of water I'm saving for when it dries out again. Here's a bucket of taro. I'm kind of testing them out. I asked my wife to help me get some taro so I could plant them. And then I couldn't plant them all. I didn't find a place for these, so now I'm testing them out to see how long they'll survive in this mosquito infested water. I gotta do something about that. I don't like harboring mosquitoes. Definitely do something about that. Look at this. This has been so fun for me this year. Something I planned out last year. It came to me to use this part of the property because this was just thick grass last year. This time there was no path. It was just thick grass like what you see here, mixed in with weeds and grass, thick. I mean, you can't even walk through it. You don't want to walk up. That's the last year I dug some holes. Not last year, this year. This year is when I dug holes early spring. Dug a bunch of holes, and these are all cuttings from bamboo that I grew the year before. Yeah, 2023. I grew these, and I had a few plants, and I used the cuttings, and I had so many good cuttings, way more than it wasn't really planned per se. I didn't even know if any of them would grow, so I just did it one step at a time to just see. And so I did a few, and they did great, and then I did a few more, and I kept going back and getting more cuttings and planting them here until I filled it out the way I did. I actually had more cuttings, but I was satisfied with my garden, and so I didn't really use it. But I mean, this right here is just incredible. It's exactly how I wanted it. How tall they are. They are massive. I mean, these are just getting started too. They'll get so much bigger by the end of the summer. They'll be huge. I'm not going to be able to walk through here. This is going to be all big, stocky. The only thing that could be a problem is if we have any really severe wind, which I haven't had to face. There was one windy storm, and I did lose one branch off of the cassava. But it hasn't been too windy. Some wind rain. A lot of times it's a really light, misty rain, or just a light, steady rain. We get some downpours, but they don't last a ton from what I've seen, unless it's when I'm sleeping. But yeah, I mean, the weather's been really nice. I'm not watering these anymore. In the beginning, I watered them a lot. Here's some taro. My wife, we bought at the Asian market, and I planted these. So I've just been into taro this year. I've been really doing a lot with taro. And that's something else I want to work on. But I do want to dig out some dirt and make a good spot for them. Yeah. Something where they'll come back year after year. In the wintertime they become dormant, but they can come back. So I'm incorporating taro with cassava. And they're both, edible plants. You can eat the leaves and the tuber. It's pretty cool. It's really been growing as well as I could have hoped. I just dug holes and planted these stakes, and the stakes are long. When I bought them from Etsy, they were just a few inches, like a foot or so long. The ones I planted here were 2 feet, even some 3 feet. Yeah. Oh, crickets. Crickets like these metals, using to block the weeds. working pretty well. This is cool though. I do have a cassava garden. You'll see at the top of these. That's new growth. I see that on all of them. This pretty purplish green. Big bunch of them. And then one grows and then boom, that pops out. And then more from that. It just keeps multiplying. See right here? They all have that. So awesome. It's been like that from the start. Bigger. And I mean, we'll see. Kind of off. So ultimately, even though they are growing well, it's not ideal. But on the other hand, saving them from be good too. And they are kind of protected during the hottest time of the day. They get the end of the hot day, not that 1 to 2 o'clock in the middle of the day. Like the plant, like pounding heat. Except for this weeds. The weeds, I don't know. Nothing bothers them, right? Weeds just keep on keeping on. They can be killed though. I deal with them weeds. I just can walk around here looking at them. I have a couple different types here. Most of them are the red ones. This one here is just like the one in the garden over there that I was looking at. It's a green. So they are different types. These are bushier. They don't get as tall, but this one's just going crazy how tall it is. Wow. But these others, they really get like monster tall. Just like a tree. It's crazy. So let's see, I have another one over here. That's the green. And you can see the new growth looks different. See how these look? That purplish, greenish, red color. Just pure green. Growth looks the same. Green, bright green, pure green. So I got a few of them. I was happy to be able to get green ones to grow too. I like having a variety, but the biggest one is this tall, lanky red. Just so growing so well. I'm probably not going to harvest them. I might try harvesting a couple just to kind of thin it out, but I want to see if they'll come back next year as well. And then I can expand it. I'm going to go farther, expand it. I could go another 15, 20, no, probably more than that, 25, 30 feet. Yeah, I could really expand it a lot, I'm sure. Trapped. How do I get out of here? Oh no. There it is. I'm not looking at where the entrance is. Or in this case, the exit. Right here. Right there. So funny when you think you're lost and it turns out you're right exactly where you want to be. Just open your eyes, human. Oh yeah, the new growth is so cool. Wow. Such a pretty day. I mean, even though it's just the time it's usually mosquito-y and muggy, it's really nice right now. Wish I could see that rabbit. That would be so cool. That rabbit came along. They come out this time of the day. I think it's waiting till later. There are animals that use infrared to spot prey though. So it doesn't matter whether it's dark or not. But I'm pretty sure birds of prey use... Oh, wow, there's a raccoon now. See that? Huh. A raccoon. Whoa, awesome. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna get... Uh-oh, it's coming right towards me. Because it knows I give it food. Okay, let's go get the food. Bear with me, my place is always a mess, cluttered. Not necessarily dirty, but very cluttered. Cool, I have one out. Awesome. It kind of scares me when they come up to me like that. Making me nervous. Okay, wait. Wait. As soon as they start eating, their spirit changes. They really get aggressive. So you can't stay, even though it saw me feed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't connect that. It doesn't make that connection of like, he's okay because he just fed me. It thinks he's not okay because he's buying my food while I'm trying to eat. And he wants to steal it. I mean, it really does. It believes that. Even though I just fed it, they're instinctual. They don't really think things through very well. They're not real common sense creatures. Kind of like humans. Beautiful animal. Let's see if I can get a little closer. I just warned myself, but I'm pushing it now. I mean, it could jump on me so easy and so fast, I know that. So it's really dangerous. But it's so cool. See his eyes a little swollen. One of his eyes looks swollen. Huh. Yeah, I definitely see its puppy. So this is a younger raccoon. Whoa, there's a wasp. That's what could have done it. A wasp stinging him. Yep. Step on them too soon, too quickly. Gotta be more cautious. Oh, jeez. Guess I'm gonna have to wrap it up. This GoPro is getting super hot. Go a little bit longer since I just started watching this raccoon. This is cool. I saw a mama raccoon with her babies over here just a week or so ago. A bunch of them, I think there were 5 of her kittens, or kits. I also have run-ins with birds. I have a mockingbird that lives towards the front of the property, closer to the road, and it's become real protective of a certain area where it's had a nest, and now there's another area where it has a nest. And I don't know if it's out of habit or if it's really protecting something, but when I walk by there, all of a sudden, whoosh, it dive bombs me, and it comes really close, and it always freaks me out. It always catches me when I'm not looking. If I'm looking, then it doesn't do it. Usually, sometimes it has when it's really like in the middle of doing a dive, and I spot it at the last second. It'll come at me. Crazy. It's like that's my relationship with that dead mockingbird too. Just today. Missing a lot of being inside and yet giving it enough exercise to be happy. I have one of my favorite cats ever. I would never let that cat outside. A gray cat, Rocky, was a beautiful cat. Funny, great. That's bad. That's sad. Hope he's gonna be okay. They can't go to the doctor. They just have to hope it gets better. I hope this meal helps. Give him some nutrients, nourishment. He's really mangly looking. Out in the rain and just bugs, and boy, I hope this is a nice respite for the little beast. I wonder if he'll finish all of that. That's quite a bit. His big paws, big hands, Jesus, crazy. How articulate they are. That's the secret to their success, are those big articulate paws. They really can work their magic with those bad boys. Picks up two at a time. Munches them just like a baby eating his food. Well, I'm lucky I'm not dealing with any mosquitoes right now. It is really nice out right now. I see mosquitoes going after the little buddy, bugging him while he's eating. Geez, I hope that eye's gonna get better. It don't. I bet he can't even see through it. I mean, it looks really bad. He's closing it up a lot too. That's good. Close it and let it get better, hopefully. It's so sad when animals are suffering. And there's something over there. There's another one that could come around. I was wondering if raccoons hunt rabbit. If it's just too hard for them to catch them, or I don't know. I can't really picture a raccoon eating a rabbit, but I've heard they get chickens. I mean, even that, probably have to be a bigger raccoon. Whoa. Am I seeing nipples under this one? She just kind of sat in a different position. They're predators, so I bet you they do. I was just thinking about that baby rabbit. Part of the circle of life. Life can be so cruel and vicious, but can also be so kind and wonderful. Man, carry this stream a little far. If anybody's watching this, thanks for sticking with me. I've been noticing I get like 6 views, which is cool. To think that people are watching me somewhere on the other side of the planet maybe, and watching this old man look around his little gardens and everything else. Yep. Inside where the cassava is was all like this. Thick tall grass until next winter when I burn it. Yep, probably won't be burning it this time. Unless I remove that netting. Here's the corn I dropped for the deer. To make sure that I'm